Hello everyone, I'm here with my next video, that is basic structure of Java programming with BlueJ. Actually, this video is basically for 9th class ICSC students. Firstly, they are started Java. That's why I have to create this video. Why we are using BlueJ? Actually, BlueJ is a software which provide us platform so that we can run our Java programs in our systems. And now I'm providing you the icon of BlueJ. See, in this way it looks. What we have to do to run a BlueJ? See, first of all, you have to search icon in your desktop. After clicking on it, you are getting one window. In that, see, in menu bar, first thing is written, that is project. You have to create that project. You have to click on new project. Why we are talking about project? Because every class, whatever you are going to create, is inside project. Each project contains so many classes. In Java, every work we are supposed to do in class only. If you want to create a class, then you have to create one project. Means when you are starting BlueJ, that time you have to create your own project first with your name. You want to write your name, you can write your name. You want to write any other thing, you can write any other thing. I am creating this as a demo class, that's why I'd taken some name in this format. See, in last I had written demo project for 9th. When we are clicking on new project, we are getting a dialog box. In that dialog box with blue color, path is already given. Path means what? Where we are saving a new project, it is a path. In C drive, C:/user/hp/documents. This is the path where I'm saving my project. So always remember path of your project, because I have seen so many times my students were facing this problem. They never remember the path, and the next time when they came, they're supposed to told me that, ma'am, somebody removed my project. That's why you have to remember your path. Now I created one project for you, and for creating your project you have to write name in place of file name, and then you have to click on create button, and then what you are getting, a new window. In that window, the top, you are getting name of your project. If you are writing your name, then the top area you are getting project name. First of all, my project name is demo project for 9th. At the top it shows BlueJ demo project for 9th, but in your case your name should be there. And then a project contains so many classes, then we are supposed to create a class. See, already we have one option here. You can see new class option is present here. See here, or either you are supposed to right click here, you're getting new class, new package. In both the way you have your new class. Either you have to click on it, either you have to right click here on getting new class and new package. See here, after clicking on it, after clicking on new class, what you are getting, see, one dialog box. In that dialog box you have to write class name first. But few things you have to remember for writing a class name. Class name contain any number of character. You can use any number of character. But remember few things. It may contain alphabet, digit, and underscore. Other than that, if you are providing, BlueJ never accepts it. Class name should contain alphabet, digits, and underscore. The third point, see, underscore can be used for combining two or more than two words. See, I had already written here that basic structure. Basic structure means two words. I'm combining both the words with the help of underscore sign. The fourth one, class name should be meaningful, which easily depicts its purpose. Now, what is my purpose to create this class? Because I want to provide you demo of basic structure of Java programming. That's why I had written basic structure. See, the next point what we are having, never use keywords. What is keyword? Java reserve words. We are not supposed to use Java reserve words here. And what we have to do next? If we had written a valid name, then we have to press OK. Click on OK. Then what you are getting? The next window. Next window shows your project name should be in starting, and here you are getting one class, that is basic structure. See, if you are double clicking on it, then you are getting, see what you are getting. If you are pressing it, then what happened? Class will be opened. If you right click on it, then you are getting open editor. Then for opening a class, you have to press on open editor, or either double click on it. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And one more thing I want to tell you, that slanting lines shows us the class is not yet compiled. Means we have to compile this class. After that we are supposed to run it. Two process we have to do for running a class. Firstly we have to compile, and then we have to run. See, after double clicking on a class name, what we are getting, or when we press open editor, what we are getting? See, we are getting a next window where BlueJ provide us sample program. We have to remove it. We have to remove it how? By selecting it. I had already written C, select all, press Ctrl A and delete it. You have to delete the sample program because BlueJ always provide us a sample program so that you can easily know how the program look like. But before proceeding further, few things you have to remember. What we are using in our program. See, first thing I'm using in my program, that is a keyword which is known as public. Public is a keyword which is an access specifier which shows us the members are publicly visible to all classes. I'm going to use this keyword in my program. And the next one, class. Everything I told you earlier in Java, everything is written in class only. That's why we have a keyword class which contain data and functions. Then we have static. It is used to run functions automatically when placed in front of a function. When we are writing static, it runs automatically. How it runs automatically, I'm going to show you in my next slides. And then we have void. Void is a keyword which shows us we are not returning anything from function. See, if I'm writing void here, see, here means we are not returning anything from this function. We have one function, public static void main. We have one function here. We are not returning anything, but when we are not writing void, then we have to write some data type here, because we have to return something. What I am returning here, see, I had already return sum, means from here I am returning sum. What I had written here, see, num1 num2 as input inside a main function. Both the inputs are added and stored in a variable known as sum, and then the answer of sum should be written back. That's why I place int here. Sum, data type of sum is int, that's why I placed int. If data type of sum is float, then I have to place float here. If we don't want to return anything, then we have to write void in place of data type. Actually, it is a syntax of writing a function. First of all, we have to write access specifier, means public, means anyone can use it. Static runs function automatically. Then we had void, and then we had main. Void shows us we are not returning anything. Then we have main. Main is a function from which execution start, and int num1 and int num2 shows us we are accepting input, and in between main function what we are writing a logic. White area shows us logic, yellow area shows us a function, and green area shows us boundaries of class. Actually, yellow boundary of main function, white boundary of logic, and the green part is boundary of a class. See, I want to proceed further. I created one program in which I am telling you what is the basic structure of program. What is the basic structure means? The way of writing a program. How we are supposed to write a program. You have to remember it. First of all, we have to write comments. Why we are writing comments? Because, see, it is in dim format, because it is only for the readers. Those who have not created it, if they want to read our program, then they are supposed to read with comments. And then we have next thing, public class class name. Public class name shows us we are creating a class. Then we have curly braces. Curly braces shows us, see, we are having curly braces. Curly braces shows us we are opening a class, means green boundary is for class. Then inside that class we have to create a main function, because main function always runs. It only contain logic part. That's why we have to write public static void main string args square bracket. In my next slide, I am going to tell you about string args. First of all, we are discussing basic structure of Java programming, means how we are supposed to write the program. So second one is creation of class. We have created one class. Third point, creation of a main function from where execution start. We have created one function. Curly braces shows us we are opening and closing of function, and then we have a logic part. First of all, what we have to do, we have to declare a variable. Then here I'd already declared few variables. Num1 value is 25, num2 value is 50, and sum value is 0. Initial value of sum is 0 because presently I don't know what is the sum of num1 and num2. See, after adding both of them, I had provided answer into sum. Sum is a variable which contains sum of both the variables. It is a logic part. And then we have to display our output. The output should be displayed in this manner. We have to use one function, that is println function, which is present inside a system class. But for every class we have to use object. System is a class, out is an object, and println is a function. Everything is predefined. We are supposed to use it for displaying our output. Whatever we are writing in double quotes, we are getting it in a proper way in our terminal window. Whatever we are writing in double quotes. So I had already written addition of, but after addition of, I want my first number should be displayed. But when it is displayed, when I am writing it by concatenating operator. Actually, we have one concatenation operator, or we can say I have one joining operator, that is plus. Plus is a concatenation operator or joining operator, because what we are writing in double quotes is shown in the same way. And then I'd written num1. I want value of num1. I don't want num1. I want value of num1. Means I want here 25, not num1. That's why we are not supposed to write num1 in double quotes. We have to join it with a previous content. Means our previous content is addition of. With space, I close it and then I joined it with num1. Now num1 provide us value. What is the value of num1? 25. 25 is placed here in output window. And then after 25, I want to join the another content, that is and, but with space. See, both the area I had provided space. The addition of 25 and 50 is equals to what? 75. I want this in my output window. That's why I placed concatenation sign in between them. See, this is the basic structure of Java programming. And one more thing what I want to tell you, we have to place some gap here. After placing curly braces, we have to press tab, because with the help of tab, easily we are getting the curly braces which is open and which is closed, and which is for whom. Actually, this curly braces is for this, the opening curly braces and closing curly braces. Both are for each other. Means what we are doing, we are closing main function. If we are writing in same line, we are not supposed to get what we are writing for. Actually, we are closing a class or we are closing a main function. That's why we are placing some gap over here. Then see what we have in next slide. Meaning of everything, what I had already written.